Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album. It was released on August 10th, 1979. This is my favorite album of all time, not just by Michael, but my favorite album, period. This album was released when Michael was only 20 years old, okay? It was released a couple of weeks prior to him turning 21. So August 1979. For more perspective, the year prior, 1978, The Wiz, right? He was the Scarecrow in The Wiz. He spent a lot of time in New York City while filming The Wiz. He spent a lot of time at Studio 54 while filming The Wiz. And I truly feel like you can hear all of that influence and impact on this album. To start out with, one of my favorite songs out of Michael's entire catalog is Get on the Floor. That song was co-written by Michael and Louis Johnson of the Brothers Johnson. And he also plays bass on it. It's just an amazing, amazing song. That bass kind of drives the whole song. To me, peak MJ is his chant in that song. You know, the little get up, what you gonna get down, shake your body, what you gonna get down, you know, like I love that. It's just so Michael. And I can just, you know, I can only imagine what was going through his head, you know, when he came up with that. Again, you know, definitely some Studio 54 vibes for sure. In addition to that, his Girlfriend, it's a Paul McCartney song. But Michael just kills those stacked vocals at the end. I'm going to talk about those shortly, of course. But the very end of Girlfriend, when he goes into the and that's just repeated, you know, as the song fades. You know, I just love the way he stacked, you know, those. And I usually rewind that at least once. I really just appreciate that a lot. And on that note, this album cover is actually one of the first places where I saw so many times Michael Jackson lead and background vocals, you know, meaning on every track, literally, on the album, except for Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, because of the little chatter in the middle of the song. There's other people, you know, doing those. And then, of course, it's the Falling in Love, which that's a duet with Patty Austin. So, of course, her name is credited there on lead and backgrounds. But on every other song, there's no one singing except Michael. You can check the credits, okay? It's just a huge testament to one of my absolute favorite things about his music, which is his ability to harmonize with himself. And just those lush backgrounds at the end, or just really throughout so many of his songs. And, you know, you hear them at the end of Rock With You as well. When the chorus is repeating, that's just Michael, you know, all Michael, just repeating the chorus. You know, and again, you can just hear the various keys. And I love picking them out, you know, when I'm listening along. Off the Wall is another great example. Off the Wall, the song was written by Rod Temperton, as was Rock With You and Burn This Disco Out. Rod Temperton, he was just an absolute gem of a talent. I was actually introduced to him and his name right there. Don't know if you can see it or not, but right there beneath Rock With You in the album credits is where I first saw his name. And I just wondered, you know, from a young age, like all about that person. Like, who is that? Like, who is Rod Temperton? And of course, as I got older, I learned, you know, all that he, you know, has accomplished, his history with Heatwave, all of his wonderful work with so many other legendary artists, you know, just a gem of a talent he was. But he wrote Off the Wall. I love that Off the Wall starts on the offbeat, which is kind of a nod to the title of the song itself. I just love to death the very end of Off the Wall. Everything from that breakdown, and then when the chorus picks back up and just repeats until the song fades out. I usually rewind that part of the song at least once or twice. I don't think I've ever listened to that and not replayed it at least once or twice. I just love it. It is like background vocal heaven to me. And then a fun fact about Off the Wall is at the very beginning, when Michael's doing those like little creepy voices, is actually, you know, featured in the making of Thriller, which I watched a lot when I was little. And it's featured in the background, like when they're showing kind of the behind the scenes footage of Michael and the zombies, or Michael and the background dancers rather, becoming zombies. And it fit, you know, and it's kind of a precursor to Thriller anyway, I feel, with the creepy voices. And it just kind of, you know, it fit really well with that. Otherwise, I just want to point out I Can't Help It. That is my all time favorite Michael Jackson song. It was written by Stevie Wonder and Suze Green. It really is a shining prime example of Michael's versatility as a vocalist because, again, I Can't Help It is jazz. Like, that's jazziness, okay? And Michael killed it. You know, the scatting at the end, especially like as the song fades, you can hear him scatting in falsetto. That's just perfection. And again, you can't go wrong with Stevie and Michael together. That's just perfection anyway. So there's a couple more things I want to point out. The very ending of Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is one of the best song endings of all time. The very beginning of Working Day and Night with the beatboxing, can't beat it. Working Day and Night, I would probably, if I was a DJ, I would probably loop that very beginning every time I played a set anywhere. People would be so sick of me in that song. And Burn This Disco Out. Just to kind of wrap this up, that's the last song on the album. Burn This Disco Out, I would say again, shows Michael's versatility as a vocalist because you hear him, you hear how low he can go, you know, on the chorus, and then everything from the bridge on to the end. You know, again, the layered vocals, the horns, just everything. It just all came together beautifully. But if you just want to hear 20-year-old Michael Jackson, just cutting loose, singing his heart out to some amazing, amazing music, this is the album that you need to listen to. 20-year-old MJ, like I said, having written songs like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Working Day and Night, Get on the Floor. Listen to this album. Happy 44th anniversary to my baby, Michael Jackson's Off the Wall.